I have never had a corporate job. I've always worked in daycare.
What made you step into childcare and education?
I wanted to be a doctor, a gynecologist specifically, just to help women with fertility issues because my mom had fertility issues, so I thought I would be a doctor. I quickly learned
Wow.
that I don't like blood or anything that has to do.
So at what point did it shift from passion to purpose for you?
So it was time to go back to work. I had this one friend. Her baby's 3 months, my baby's 3 months.
Okay.
She's a nurse. So she tried to find nannies. She didn't find anything. So she then texted me one day and she said, Ruby, it's so frustrating finding a nanny and I need to get back to work. Honestly, at this point, I can pay you to watch my baby. Now, the thing about it is you never tell an Igbo girl you can pay her for it because within 1 week, I had a business plan. I had everything set up. And I was like, yeah, I'm ready to start my daycare. As soon as that first child started, everybody started pulling their kids. So my husband was like, it's time to scale.
But you've built multiple successful centers. What did you see differently that allowed you to then turn it into a thriving business?
What people see as just a daycare business, for me, I see it as serving people.
Our guest today is an entrepreneur, educator, a community leader, making an impact in the US and abroad. She's based in Dallas. She owns multiple successful childcare centers, has over 20 years of experience in early childhood education. She had earned awards, securing millions in grants and partnership with leading school districts. She is also a real estate investor, a founder of the Ruby Imbelu Foundation, and the devoted wife and mother to 4 beautiful children. She is preparing to release her upcoming book, What I Learned from Raising Hundreds of Kids in Summer 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to Kaiverse, Ruby Imbelu.
Hi.
Welcome, sister. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I am good. Thank you for having me.
I'm excited to have you here. You're a woman that, I'm friends with, but I've also watched you just grow and just the great things that you're doing, especially when it comes to kids. I know that's your passion. So tell us, take me back to the beginning. What made you step into childcare and education?
So, childcare is something that I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to work with children in some capacity. So, taking it back all the way to being when I was a kid, I was the only child and I craved having a large family, having siblings, or just, growing up to have my own children or, work with children. I always wanted that. So the career path that I thought I would have would be one or two. I thought I would be either a doctor or an entrepreneur of some sort. So I wanted to be a doctor, a gynecologist specifically, just to help women with fertility issues because my mom had fertility issues, so I thought I would be a doctor. So fast forward to coming to America to school, I did child psychology as my pre-med major to go to med school.
Right. Oh, wow.
I quickly learned that I don't like blood or anything that has to do with bodily fluids.
No, a whole doctor. That was the blood part.
As in, I don't know what I was thinking, but in college, I quickly found out that that is not, that's not a path I want to go down. So I decided I would, explore the entrepreneurship part. But then I was still in school and I was working at a daycare. So I have never had a corporate job. I've always worked in daycare. My first job here in America was a grocery store. I worked at a local grocery store and then I worked at a daycare. So I've always
That's
been
what you've been exposed
close
to
to
since
exactly.
being in America.
Yes.
Wow.
So that was how when I graduated, I was still working at a daycare. I moved up in the daycare from being a teacher, to an assistant director to a director.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So at what point did it shift from passion to purpose for you?
Yes. So I knew that I wanted to work with children, but as I was working in the daycare, and this is the curse of creatives.
Yeah.
We always want to do something
Something.
different.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as I was working in that daycare, I wanted to explore entrepreneurship in different ways.
Yeah.
And I knew I was good at other things.
Yeah.
So I wanted to explore that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't entrepreneurship as a childcare provider at first.
Right.
It was
Right.
just entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
So I started with something I'm good at. I'm good
Yeah.
with cooking. So
Yeah.
I started catering.
Yeah.
Girl, I did like 2 gigs.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is not what I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm
I
done.
love it. You have to try it. Try it before
Yeah.
you're like, oh, this is not for me. I love that.
I,
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
After I did 2 gigs, I'm like,
You're like, this is too
please be
much.
nice to your caterers because they
It's
go
a lot
through
of
a
work.
lot.
Yeah. It's
They
a
go
lot,
through
it's
a lot.
of work.
I was like, no, I'm not doing this. Then the next thing I know I'm good at is interior design.
Okay.
So I said, I'm going to
Try
explore
this
that.
as well. Yeah.
Yes. So I started my interior design business. Let's just say that, let
You
us
quickly
just
find
say
out.
that the season we were in,
Oh.
the type of circles we were in,
Yeah.
let's just say they were users.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And this is not a friendship podcast, so
Yes.
we'll quickly
Oh,
move
it's
away
business.
from that.
Yeah.
But let's just say they were users. So what
Yeah.
used to happen with, the circle of friends at the time is when I started the business, they would call
Happen
me.
to you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they will
get
call.
ideas.
Yes, get ideas. Oh,
Quickly.
Ruby, what do you
Yeah,
think you can?
yeah. And you
with
gave
me,
it.
oh my God,
Yeah.
because it's something I'm passionate
Yeah.
about,
So
and
you share freely.
freely. And I did not understand the concept of business at that time. So I would just, they will invite me over and I'm like, yes, you can do
If I
this.
put things in
With-
place for them. What, girl, free set.
I'm like, yes.
Service provider, just giving out free service. Yeah.
Free service. I'm like, yeah, you can do this. You
Yeah.
can put this here. You can do that, Or they will come over to my house and they're like, oh, this is amazing. Where did
Send me
you
the
get
link.
this? And then I'm like, oh, girl, this is the link.
Yeah.
So I kept doing this. And my husband is like, you
you
see
don't
how
make
you're
money, babe."
transforming everybody's house and you've not made $1 from this
Ooh.
business.
Yeah, this ain't a business.
This is
It's
not a
commission
business.
work.
It's a hobby. It's a ministry at this point. You're helping it's charity
Yeah,
at
charity,
this point.
yeah. Yeah.
So I said, okay, I'm going to stop this. I was sad to stop it because it's something I really,
were passionate about,
I was
yeah.
passionate about. But then, the timing was perfect also because that was when I got pregnant with my daughter.
Okay.
So it was time for me to stay home and give birth, and then I'll figure myself out after that. And something else happened. It was just a perfect storm. And that's
Yeah.
how you know God was in it because
Yeah.
not only did the interior design business fall
Yeah.
apart, then I got pregnant. Then it was, we only had one car, my husband and I,
Yeah.
even before this, all this happened. We had one car. And with that, so think about, we live in McKinney.
Yeah.
My daycare where I used to work at
Yeah.
was in Dallas.
Oh, wow.
My husband worked in Dallas as
Dallas.
well. So we used to carpool to work. It was a beautiful time,
Yeah,
newlyweds.
yeah.
We would carpool to work. Well, his office transferred him to Sherman, which is this way.
Oh, wow.
So now we have only one car.
How are you going to make it work?
How am I going to make it to work?
Yeah.
And then he goes to Sherman.
Yeah.
So we had to have a meeting and he's like, you need to quit your job because I was making peanuts, right?
Yeah.
And he was,
Yeah.
the sole
The
provider
of the house,
of
yeah.
the household. So he needed the car. And we did the numbers. If I tried Uber, the
Girl.
Uber,
You were all Uber with your paycheck.
my paycheck
5 days
cannot-
a week. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
it cannot sustain that
Yeah,
transportation fee. So I
yeah.
had to quit. And then I was pregnant. So
Yeah,
it
so
just
it was
made
like a
sense.
perfect timing.
Yeah,
But
it
you know,
just-
God, they always say, God,
Yes.
God is when God is in
In
it,
it,
things just align
yes,
for you.
things align.
And how many years ago was this?
So this was like maybe 16 years ago. Yeah.
wow.
Or
Oh, wow.
let's say 15 because
'cause you were pregnant with-
yes, because I was pregnant with Milan.
Yes.
So then I stayed home, had Milan. It was time to go back to work 3 months later.
And your thought was to go back to the job that you left.
Probably
you-
not
okay,
because
okay.
it's all
Time
the way
has
in
passed.
Dallas.
Okay, yeah,
It's all the
this
way in
time as well,
Dallas.
yeah.
We live in McKinney. So if I'm going to go back to daycare, it has to be a daycare in McKinney.
Yes.
Or
close to
Sherman,
home, yeah.
or Sherman, so
you
I
still
can
had your car,
carpool.
yes,
Yes,
with your
I can
husband.
carpool with my husband. So it was time to go back to work. I had this one friend, and we were pregnant the same time.
Yeah.
She had her baby 2 days before I had my
Yeah.
baby. It was the
Wow.
same hospital, side by side
Oh,
rooms.
wow.
We had such a good time in the hospital.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll go visit each other
Yeah.
at the hospital when we had our baby. So it was time to go back to work. Her baby is 3 months. My baby is 3 months.
Yeah.
She's a nurse.
Okay.
So she tried to find nannies. She tried to find, daycares that she could, quality daycare
They can
programs
look,
that she could
yeah.
trust. She didn't find
Yeah.
anything. So she then texted me one day and she said, Ruby, it's so frustrating finding a nanny, and I need to get back to work. I honestly, at this point, I can pay you to watch my baby. Now,
What did she think?
the thing about it is you never tell an Igbo girl you can pay her
Yeah,
for it
but she gonna
because
turn into, she gonna turn into a business.
girl.
Say no more. You can pay me. I
And
got you, girl.
I got you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, say no more.
Yeah.
By the time she needed to get back to work, and this was like a week before she needed to get, I had a business plan. Because you remember, I was a director at a
Already,
daycare.
yeah, before you
and
had to leave.
I studied child psychology. I've
And
been
she
a
knew
daycare.
this,
And she
right?
knew
That's
this.
what she asked. Okay, I was gonna
Oh,
say, how did
yes.
she know that? Okay.
You see, like, all my talents, my friends knew about it. Whether it's the interior design, whether it's cooking,
Cooking, yeah.
whether it's children, they all know.
Yeah.
Even the ones that had children
Yeah.
before I did, I'm the baby whisperer,
Yeah, they know
right?
that you
Children
love
just
kids. Yeah,
gravitate to
towards
me.
you.
Yeah. So she knew this, and she was like, I'll just pay you. I was like, say no more.
Yeah.
Within 1 week, I had a business plan. I had everything set up. And I was like, yeah, I'm ready to start my daycare. And
Wow.
by the time she came to the house, we had transformed the house into like a daycare
Like a
center.
space for
yeah,
kids to
for
be
kids. It
comfortable,
wasn't
yeah.
it wasn't like a babysitting service. It was a real daycare in a home. And she's like, you did all this in 1 week. I'm like, yeah, that's
Yeah, I mean, you were a director
I,
of the other daycare.
yeah,
Yeah, you got this.
I
Wow.
got this. So that's
Wow.
how I started my home daycare business.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
So talk us through how you went from, like, how many years you were in the home before you transitioned, to having your first center. Talk us through what that process was like, what you learned from that. What point did you realize you need to then take this outside of the home, and what that first daycare, what did that look like?
Yeah. So when I stayed in the home for 5 years.
Wow.
Yes. I
Oh,
was in the
wow. So
home
you're
for
able to
5 years.
really build.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Amazing.
I had so many children come through my doors. As soon as that first child started,
Yeah.
everybody started pulling their kids
Yeah.
from the
So that makes-
traditional
yeah,
daycare center,
centers, yeah.
into a smaller setting,
Yeah.
one-on-one. And they knew I know what I'm doing.
You care.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
You wanna
care,
get the ultimate
and
care,
the
yeah.
curriculum is top notch.
Yeah.
They know Ruby knows her
You don't
stuff.
play. Yeah.
So I stayed full from the moment I started. I stayed full. I had nothing less than 10, 11, 12 children every time.
Oh, wow.
I stayed full. And then we were busting out of the seams. The waiting list was long for years. The waiting list was long. So my husband was like, it's time to scale. And the thing about when you want to scale, you have to have built structure.
Yeah, that's what, like, yeah, 5 years. You
Yes.
took your time
Yes,
to really
you have
have
to.
a structure that
Yes,
works.
that works. That's when a business is scalable.
Yeah.
You cannot scale a business without structure,
Yeah.
without systems. So we had taken time. We built the systems. We built the structure. It was time to scale. Now we were thinking locations in McKinney because
That's where you live,
that's
and
where
yeah,
we live,
yeah.
and the home daycare was in
You're
McKinney.
used to, yeah.
Yeah, so I did not want to displace any of the children. I formed a bond with the children,
Yeah,
the
the
families,
parents, yeah.
so I didn't want to displace any of them. We were looking for daycares in McKinney. It was so hard to find a building because my industry, the daycare industry, is very specific on the type of building
Buildings
you
you
can
get,
use.
yeah,
You
yeah.
cannot just use any office
and
space.
turn it into a daycare
and
center,
turn it
yeah.
into
There
a
are
day-
restrictions, and there's also guidelines that
Absolutely.
you have to follow. Yeah.
Absolutely. So it was hard to find in McKinney. There's a story about one place that I found. Maybe we'll get into it later. But it was just hard. We were
You
looking
can share. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yes, you can, please.
Yeah, so we found the perfect location, we thought. And one thing about my husband and I is when when we want to make a business decision or any kind of serious decision or any decision, we always go to
Go to
God.
God, yeah.
Yes.
Very
So
key.
we prayed about it. It seemed good. It seemed like what we were supposed to be doing,
Yeah.
but it wasn't meant for me. And dare I say, it wasn't meant for anybody, actually. So I will get into that. It
Yeah.
was a perfect building. It was an existing daycare before
Okay.
the person moved.
Okay.
So now the building was already set up to be a
Ready, yeah.
daycare.
Yeah.
I spoke with the landlord. The rent looked nice.
Yeah.
My husband was at the Philippines in the time, he went for work.
Yeah.
So I called him. I said, I found a place. He was like, wait till I get there.
Yeah.
He started praying about it. He called me. He was like, I'm not having a good feeling. I'm like, this place is
look
like
good,
5 minutes
from
from
my
the house. It can transfer all the kids.
Rent looks good.
Rent looks good.
Yeah.
The place is already set up as daycare. The person who was daycare there before
owner, yeah.
left a lot of their stuff.
Oh, wow.
So I wouldn't
sounds
have
like
to
a
buy.
perfect-
Yes, I
yeah.
wouldn't have to buy too much. It was right on the road on the way to our house.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, this is
Ticks
perfect.
all the boxes.
Ticked all the boxes. My husband was like, wait. By the time he got home, even I started feeling like this wasn't the right move. But, I needed to move. I have a waiting list. I can accommodate
expand, yeah.
everybody. I can expand.
Yeah.
So then I was like, is it fear or is it God? So that's another thing. You
Yeah.
have to know when
The difference.
the
yeah.
difference between
Yeah.
God and fear.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, it's not God talking to me. It's fear. It's fear.
You're like, let me go ahead.
I'm
Let
trying
me
to
go ahead and
convince
expand. Yeah,
myself.
yourself. Yeah, even though you've prayed about it and the Holy Spirit is speaking to you, but you're like, nah,
Nah, it's
fair.
fear. I'm like, no, we're jumping.
No, we all do that.
I
love it.
told God, I said, I'm going to jump. You're going to have to catch me.
Uh-oh.
I'm jumping. You're going to
Uh-oh.
catch me.
Yeah.
So I talked to the landlord. We were supposed to sign the paperwork on Friday. And then I spoke to him on Monday. We went to do a walkthrough on Tuesday, my husband and I,
Okay.
just to pray over the place.
Yeah.
We get there. It was very light rain, very light showers. It wasn't even like a big thunderstorm. Tell me why the tree in the front of the building split in half from a thunder strike and broke off the branch to block the driveway.
Wow.
So we're driving in, there's a tree. And my husband hears the Holy Spirit say, I have blocked this door. Why
Like,
are
girl,
you people
like, why
still
you
here?
Yeah, like catch me if I fall, God. Wow.
So I'm thinking, this is the devil.
We were like, I bind you in the name of Jesus.
I'm like, this is the devil trying to
Like,
block my
drive-
blessing.
Yeah, like drive round. Wow.
Trying to block my blessing. This
Yeah.
is my blessing. I want this place, so we're praying. And I had a dream that night.
Wow.
And
So you guys were able to get into the building?
no, we had
So
to
you had
turn
to go
around.
back- oh, wow.
It was a big branch. You can't
You can't even drive around it. Wow.
You can't drive around it. So
Wow.
we had to turn around. That night I had a dream and I saw the landlord. He kind of looked like a dog and a human at the same time. And he
Wow.
was chasing me.
Wow.
And I woke up with the Bible verse that says, do not cast your pearls to dogs. That was what I heard in my spirit. So I prayed about it. I told my husband, we prayed. My husband goes into the car to drive to work. The first thing he heard on the radio, do not cast your pearls to dogs. He calls me. He was like, you would not believe what I just heard.
Wow.
Then I was like, oh my God, this may be God. Then he opens his phone and he looks at the Bible app, the verse of the day.
It shows it on your screen.
Guess what the Bible verse for the day is?
Do not cast your
Do not cast your
pearls.
He was like, Ruby, open your Bible. Is my mind playing
God
tricks with
loves
me?
you.
He was like, is my
Wow.
mind playing tricks with me?
Yeah.
Open your Bible
To make
verse.
sure that
Yeah,
it's the same.
it's the
But
same.
it is the same for everyone that has that Bible
It
app.
has
But
to
like,
be.
just to be sure,
Just to
in
be sure.
case. Wow.
So he's like, open your Bible app. So I opened my Bible app. I was like, babe, it says do not cast your
And
pearls.
there's no way you'll have seen it the day before because
Exactly.
it's a new verse
Every
every
single
single
day.
morning. Yeah.
And we had prayed before this thing,
Yeah.
So I was like, babe, and this man looked like a dog, human being in my dream. That was the end of it. So we called the man and we were like, that's
We
it.
would not
We're
be
not
coming.
moving.
We're not
We're not
forward.
moving forward. So the man was like, okay, that's fine. There are other people in line, this and that,
Waiting,
waiting, because it was such a good deal. So he was like, there are other people in line. I thought the man was bluffing.
Yeah.
By Friday, I call him up. You see, that's the thing with us human
Human
beings.
beings. Even when God is like giving
You
you
all the
the
signs.
answers and signs, and you're like,
Yeah.
no, let me
Yeah.
try one more time.
Time. Let me see if there's
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So I call him up and he's like, hello, who is this? I was like, it's Ruby. I'm thinking we go together.
We've been talking,
You will
we
know
almost signed.
who we almost signed. You know who I am. He was like, oh yeah, you
Like,
know,
what you want?
what do you
Why you calling me?
I was like, oh, I just wanted to. He was like, oh, sorry, I signed I
A
get,
deal already.
yeah, the deal has been done. We've given it out on Thursday.
Oh
That's the day
wow! Before
before.
you, oh wow.
So remember, this happened Wednesday. I called him, canceled it. He moved on with the next person. The
Okay.
person signed
That
on
was
Thursday.
fast.
I felt so betrayed.
You're like,
I was
wow.
like,
You
you
even
didn't
hold it
even
for
wait for
2
me.
days?
You didn't even wait for me to change my mind. Like, dang.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I felt so bad.
Yeah.
I used to drive past that place and I will see the new owner doing her renovations. And I'm like, that was
Meant
supposed
to
to
be
be my place,
mine.
and I felt so bad.
Wow.
Fast forward to 2 months later. She had spent so much money redoing the place,
Yeah.
doing it was so beautiful in
Yeah.
there. You know how I know it was beautiful?
Because you went to go see it.
Yes.
You're like, it was meant to be mine. It's not mine, but I need to see what the person that got it is doing with it.
Girl, I
love
went
it.
in there, when she had
Yeah.
set up everything ready to do her grand opening. I went in there like I was a parent.
Yeah, like,
So I went in there to check it out. And then
that's
I
what
saw
it
it. I was like, this should have
be
been mine.
Wow. Wow.
She couldn't open. She wasn't given a license to open.
Wow.
The place had foundation problems. The place had ceiling problems. The place had mold problems.
Jesus.
Everything was
It's
wrong
too
with
good
that
to,
place.
if it sounds too good to be true,
It probably
is.
It probably is.
Wow.
She could not open. She did not get a license to. And she wasted all that money. Because you have to set up
Yeah.
before you get the state to license you.
Yeah, to come and do the inspection. Yeah.
To come and do the inspection, give you the license to
Yeah.
operate. So God saved me
Thousands of dollars.
thousands of dollars. I went on my knees crying, thanking Jesus. Because I don't have that type of money
Yeah.
to waste
To
on
run dry and not be able to even then open. And you had kids waiting. You had a wait list.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. It was really bad for her. She never opened. Never opened. And can I tell you, till today, that place is still empty. That place, I wouldn't share the address, but that place is still.
Like,
it's been
6 years.
16. Yeah. No,
But you
no.
were
Sorry.
home, yeah, 'cause you
So,
were home
for
for
5
5
years.
years.
So,
So
yeah.
it's been like what?
9 years. Yeah. It's still open. It's still, for lease
still
sign,
building.
it's still up
Yeah.
there.
Wow.
So if I wanted to, I could buy it now from the guy, and I'll be
Yeah.
like, "Remember me?"
Yeah.
But I'm
wow.
not going to do that.
That is wow.
So then, fast forward to 2 months later, I get an opportunity knocking on my door that there is this daycare in Dallas, and the lady is retiring, and she's selling.
Okay.
So at first, I did not want to pursue that opportunity because that location, because number one, it was too far for my McKinney clients,
right.
and then number two, the price they were asking, I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
So then I just kept an eye on it. 2 months after that, I see the price had dropped.
Wow.
The price dropped to the exact money that I had in my account. What was going to be left?
God.
What was going to be left in my account was $40. Yes.
Wow.
So if I paid cash for this building and this business, I would have $40 left to my name in my whole entire life.
Wow.
So then I was like, is this a sign?
Wow.
Or is this, let me try. So then I reach out to the broker and I ask her, I say, hey, I see that, this is for sale. I'm interested in it. And she said, are you in the daycare business? I said, yes, I have a home daycare in McKinney. And then she said, okay, that's one of the qualifications. You have to
I've established
something.
Yeah.
And then number two, you have to show proof of funds, proof of funds. So you have to send in your bank statement and then you have to fill out the NDA. So she gives me an NDA to sign, and then I had to give my bank statements. My bank statement shows the exact amount plus $40, right? So I send it to her. Within 10 minutes, this lady calls me back laughing on the phone like,
Wow.
what are you doing? We which again makes
Yes, yes,
sense.
like,
Why you
girl,
buy the
how
business?
you gonna, yeah, like,
How you
you
gonna
gonna get
operate it?
$40? You got money somewhere else? Like, hello?
Because you have
Yeah.
to have some kind of
Yeah,
cushion.
yeah, cash flow, at
Yeah.
least, yeah.
How you gonna pay rent the next
Yeah, a
month?
month,
How
right.
you gonna pay the
Yeah,
teachers? How you
right,
know?
yeah.
So she's like anything else? I said this is it. She was like, okay, just FYI,
Yeah.
a lot of investors that have a lot more money than you have, brought their proof of
Yeah.
financials, and they were
You said the
rejected.
lady that was, yeah,
Yeah, the
that's
seller
retiring, yeah.
rejected them,
Yeah.
even though they had this much money. So I will turn in your application, I will turn in
Yeah.
your funds,
Yeah.
but just be
Yeah,
prepared.
she has to still submit
Yes.
your, yeah.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was like, just be prepared, because I don't think you qualify,
Fine,
but
yeah.
I would send it in.
Yeah.
So she sends it in to the seller. The seller tells her, okay, she will have a meeting with me. So she calls me and she tells me the seller wants to have a meeting with you. So I was happy, but I was still,
Like, is this, I never laughed out. I never,
I,
in person laughter, like, girl,
yes.
what are you
What are
thinking?
you thinking? I'm
Yeah.
thinking she probably just wants to advise me to wait a couple
Yeah.
more years,
Yeah.
save some more,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I prepared for the meeting, the broker did give me some tips. She told me, she said, normally in these meetings, the seller would ask, that lady would ask why you're in this business
Yeah.
and what your plans are
For what you're about to buy, the business you're about to buy.
for
Yeah.
the business you're about to buy. So that she's not been liking the answers she's been getting. So then I asked her, what are the answers? She said, well, I ain't gonna tell you.
Yeah.
You
So you
need to
should
have
have
your
your
own
own
plan. You need to have your own goal, and then see if it matches, if it aligns with
with the
what she's
vision or what
looking.
she's looking for. Yeah.
So I then said, okay, I'm here practicing. Okay, I've always wanted to be a childcare
Your
provider.
story.
I have been
Tell me
practicing
your
my story,
story.
how I'm going to rehearse and tell her,
Yeah.
my moving story of how I was an only child and now I love children and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So the day before the meeting,
Yeah.
I just prayed. I said, God, I was so nervous. Again, I have very little business, business experience
Yeah.
in a large scale.
Yeah.
I've been
You're used to
operating,
your
yes,
own, yeah, and then
my
being a
home
solo, so
daycare,
yeah.
my 12 children. Now I'm trying to buy a center that has almost 150 kids, right?
Oh, wow.
So it's like going from 12 to 150 or 130 something at the time. I don't remember, but it was,
It was
a
big,
big
yeah.
jump.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, okay, how do I rehearse to meet
To
the
really impress
CEO?
her, yeah.
The CEO, and she's been doing this for years, an older
Yeah.
lady who is,
Yeah.
retiring. So I just prayed, and the word I got from God was Isaiah 43:19. You know what it says? I am making a way in the wilderness, in the dry land. You know that verse?
Yeah.
So then I prayed. I said, yes, I claim it. God is making a way. He's going to make rivers in the dry land and, the wasteland and all that stuff. I prayed Isaiah 43:19. I claimed it. And then I got there. Me and my husband got there. We met the lady. As soon as we walked in, she whispered to her broker, very nice, cute, older lady, whispered to her broker. And that is what the broker told me she does. As soon as you
She
walk
sees
in,
you.
she will whisper. And what she tells the person, what she tells
So
the
the
broker,
is
this is not the one.
Yeah.
She already knows. She's a Christian, and she
Wow.
prays before her meetings.
Wow.
And as soon as you walk in, she will tell the broker, this is not the one.
Wow.
So you can have millions of dollars in your
Yeah.
account. You can say
Yeah,
that
so
you
the
can have
right
the right
things, right, yeah.
sales pitch. And
Yeah.
she's like, he's not the one or she's not the one. So the broker already told me. So as soon as I walked in, she whispered. I said,
She's not the one. Yeah, you would think of what
I
the
said
broker
that,
said. Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I was like, oh, I guess I'm not the one. Do you know everything I practiced that I was going to share with this lady flew out of my head? It flew out of my head. So when I sat down, she asked me, she said, so why do you think you will be perfect for this
for
place?
yeah.
I forgot everything.
You're like, I'm perfect. It's because I'm perfect. Like, yeah,
Everything flew away.
Yeah.
So I just told her the truth. I
Yeah.
said, honestly, I
Be
don't
honest.
know that I'll be perfect.
Yeah.
But what I do know is that I prayed yesterday. And when I prayed, the Holy Spirit told me Isaiah 43:19. And he told me that he's making a way in the wilderness. And he's doing a new thing. And I believe this is the new thing. I don't have much experience. I have a home daycare, but I know that if you give me this opportunity, I'll do well with it.
Yeah.
The lady was just staring at me.
Wow.
So I'm looking, is
Trying
she
to figure out, like,
impressed?
yeah,
Is she impressed, or is she looking
Yeah.
at me like you with your financials that you
Yeah.
have $40 left? Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I'm looking, and she pulls out her phone and she pulls up a text that she sent to her husband that morning. And she shows it to me and says, "This is the text I sent to my husband
Wow.
this morning. I prayed. I'm also a Christian." She said, "I'm also a Christian, and I pray before every meeting."
Wow.
And I sent my husband a text. The Holy Spirit said something to me this morning about this meeting.
Wow.
And I sent my husband a text, and she showed me her phone. She said, "Look at the
scripture.
the script, what I sent
said
to
to
my
him.
husband."
Yeah.
So I look at it, and she said, "Honey," or "darling," or whatever she called her husband. She said, "I truly feel the Holy Spirit is saying that these people are the people I'm about to meet are the ones, because he gave me the word Isaiah 43:19."
Stop it.
I saw it with my
Stop
two
it.
eyes. It's not like she told me, "Oh yeah, we
Yeah,
match."
yeah.
I actually saw
the text.
Isaiah 43. I bust out crying. I said, "Mel, I promise you, I'm going to do whatever. I promise you." Because I was so humbled to be in her presence. I mean, she's been doing this for years. She's a millionaire. She has earned her money, you know. And can I tell you that what she was selling the business for was peanuts for what it's worth? You know, like she just wanted to pay it forward.
Yeah.
And I truly get it now, because for years I did not get it. But for now I get it. I can imagine myself years from now,
Yeah.
you know, when I've made all the money I want to make.
yeah.
Now you just want to bless somebody.
Yeah.
Do you understand? It's not about making
Especially
money.
as a believer.
Yes.
Yeah,
You just
that's
want
why
to
for her it was more than just you have money.
Investor.
She
Yes.
sought the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
And you also being the right fit for that.
Yes.
Sought the Holy Spirit. Oh, look at God.
Yes. She
is
was
so
giving it for
beautiful.
peanuts. Like,
Wow.
when I still remember how much I paid for
For
my
actually what it's
first,
worth.
for what
Wow.
it's worth. Because within a year, I made all my money back. So everything was straight profit after that.
Wow.
And that was perfect. But anyway, I was emotional.
Wow.
She was emotional.
Yeah.
The broker was like, "Look at God,
Yeah,
look at God." My
yeah.
husband was emotional. So
Yeah.
it became one big happy family after that. And
Wow.
that's how I got my first business.
Wow. Wow. That
yeah.
is such a profound, just a foundation. Even though you've had, home daycare, you've been in, childcare education for years, that story you just shared, this is what just set the trajectory of your multiple daycare centers now.
Yes.
So saying what you just said now, a lot of people see childcare as just a service, right? But you've built multiple successful centers. What did you see differently that allowed you to then turn it into a thriving business?
So, what people see as just a daycare business,
Yeah.
for me, I see it as serving people.
Yeah.
And that is when you change your mindset
Yeah.
when it comes to childcare or any type of business.
Yeah.
When you stop looking at the numbers
Yeah.
and you start looking at serving people, how many people
Adding
can I
value.
serve?
Yes.
How many people can I, how many needs can I meet?
Yeah.
How can I add value in the community? When you start to look at it that way, that's how you grow a successful any business.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
especially with childcare.
Yeah.
Now, another thing with childcare is you have to build that trust
Yeah.
with the families.
Yeah.
Once you build that trust, good market sells itself.
Yes. Yeah.
good market sells
Yeah.
itself because somebody will tell somebody that tells
Tell
somebody,
somebody. And people don't
you
play
know.
about their kids. Yeah.
Yeah, people don't play about their children.
Yeah.
Children don't also, they don't lie.
Oh,
They
they
don't
always
lie.
say it. If you want to hear the truth, ask a child. They have no
Yes,
filter. They will tell you. Children also feel. They feel when an atmosphere is weird, like they
absolutely.
speak. God,
Yes,
I actually believe that God speaks a lot through children. If only
yes,
many of us would pay attention.
absolutely.
Yeah,
So children
yeah,
don't lie.
yeah.
They'll
Tell
tell
their
it.
parent that I don't like.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. So
yeah,
when you have children even telling their parents and telling their friends' parents
yeah,
that they want their child to attend the
yeah.
same
They care
daycare
that.
that they're
Yeah,
attending because they're besties at church,
yeah.
so they want to be at the same
Same
daycare.
daycare.
You get a lot of referrals that way. You also get referrals from people seeing their which I never encourage comparison of children,
Yeah,
but people tend to do it anyway.
yeah,
So you see the children in this particular daycare, they're thriving, they're
yeah.
reading, they know
At
Spanish
the same
words,
level.
they
Yeah,
they they do music at their daycare and stuff.
yeah,
And then you're like, oh, your daughter is so smart. And you're
yeah,
like, oh, she goes to Ruby's daycare.
yeah,
The
yeah.
the parent is coming for a tour that week.
Yeah,
You
like
know
I
what I
wanna.
mean?
Yeah, I
I
love that.
so
Yeah,
a good market sells itself.
yes,
Yeah.
I love that. So, what's in your experience? What's something about entrepreneurship that, especially in our community, that you feel like people romanticize but don't fully understand until they're in it? I think you've shared some of that, but what else do you think in our community people think, oh, entrepreneurship, oh yeah, you just have a passion, you can just turn into a business. But the real nitty gritty and
Yeah.
what it takes, if you can share one or two.
Yes. So
So
there are
there's a
so
lot.
many.
As I said, one or two, because we'll
There are
be
so
here all
many.
day. Yeah.
So one of the things I I know for sure that people romanticize
Yeah.
is they they try to turn cute ideas into business.
Yeah.
And the thing with that, if you're not solving a real problem,
Problem.
it's
It's only a
just a
matter of
cute
time.
idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you are you're going to have to work a lot harder to convince your buyer
Yeah. Why they should give
about
you
your
money. Yeah.
product or service
Service. Yeah.
when it's a cute idea and you're not meeting a need, you're not adding value, you're not, so that is one of the major things. People have a lot of bright
Good ideas.
ideas,
Yeah.
good ideas that are cute, you know
Cute.
they're cute ideas, but then once you get into it,
Yeah.
then you
Actually building a
realize,
thriving business. It's not
yeah,
what you think it
it's not
was.
profitable because
Yeah.
it's not a need.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Another thing, I think, people, not all money is good money.
Yeah. I mean, that's the yeah.
Not all money is good money.
Yeah.
So you have to be very careful with partnerships. You have to be very careful with business ideas. You have to be very careful with customer relations. So it's not every customer that is fit for your business. It's not every staff that is fit for your business.
Yeah.
So these are some of the things that people, in order to
Get the best deal.
get the best deal, you get into these partnerships you're not supposed to. And then you're romanticizing it like, oh, this is going to be
Yeah, it's
great,
good.
but it ends up
Yeah.
costing you a lot.
Yeah.
It costs you a lot more.
Yeah, I just want to just even emphasize the story that you shared, because I think it's so important that not all money is good money. I think even speaking as a believer, 'cause I know that you're a Christian, that first opportunity for to the blind eye, it sounds great. Like, this must be good. I mean, look, God told you like 3 times, like, girl, what are you doing? You're like, devil, get thee behind me. And I think especially when you're in a business that you're passionate about, and of course every business owner wants to spend less and make more. Like,
Exactly.
you're in the business to make profit, not to lose money.
Yes.
But what you said, it's so critical. If you're not a believer, I don't know how to help you. Because praying, because it's real.
Yes,
Praying
yes.
and actually really seeking God is so important, because it's true. Some things at the face value looks great.
Yes.
Some, just because you're both Christian doesn't mean it's meant to be.
Exactly.
Just
That
even
part.
putting it that way.
That
Just because we
part.
both speak in tongues and we're like, yes,
Don't mean we
doesn't mean
need
we
to partner.
doesn't mean we need to be in business together. So that's actually a
Yes.
very key
Yes.
point that I hope that we can elaborate later on, because I think it's real that
It is.
some businesses you do have to, you can't do it alone. You can't be an island. If you're gonna build a thriving business, you're gonna deal with people. It's
Yes,
not AI that's
absolutely.
gonna come and work in daycare
No.
centers. So that's actually great that you said that. So I know that you've built, partnership with major institutions. You've secured, millions in grants. What strategies have helped you do that? Or how can you, what ideas can you give to other business owners who are in maybe not just your space but in spaces where they would like to get grants, and to do that?
Okay, so the first advice I would give a business owner is to delegate your weaknesses.
Somebody
Okay?
else has said this as well.
Yes,
Yeah,
delegate
yeah,
your weaknesses.
yeah.
Don't think you can do
Do it all.
everything yourself.
Yeah,
You're not perfect.
yeah,
You're not going to be able to do everything perfectly.
yeah.
But if you hire the perfect person that is good enough in this area of your business and they are thriving. So think about all the different facets of your business,
Yeah.
all the different departments of your business. And the head of department for every department
Yeah.
is stellar.
Yeah.
Like
It's skilled in what you've put them to be.
what
Yeah.
you've put them.
Yeah.
That's how your business will thrive. That's how it will grow.
Yeah.
Okay? So delegate your weaknesses. Another thing that I will tell a business owner who is trying to scale, expand, get grants is hire slow and fire
I
fast.
love that. Say that again.
Hire
Hire slow
slow,
and
fire
fire
fast.
fast. Quick, out the door.
Yes,
Yes.
you have to do that.
Yeah.
You cannot put emotions or sentiments in business. So give you examples when it comes to like hiring teachers or staff for my business. I had to learn because you use emotions. People can come to you. I
Yeah,
love
they have a
children
story. Yeah.
and I'm going through a lot. Help me, Miss Ruby. See me through.
Yeah. You can
Please.
come and dump your emotions on my kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
help me. I can do. And when I first started, it's, oh, I'm trying to make impact. I'm trying to
Pour
help
into the
people,
children.
trying to pour into the children and also the people, right? So you will feel like, I can help. I can train her. She already has the heart
Let me
for
give her the
children,
skills.
but let me
Yeah.
you
You
can
help her.
you can teach anybody how to teach,
Yeah.
but you cannot teach them to have love and
Compassion.
compassion for children,
Empathy.
empathy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can teach her, I can show her, I can, girl.
Girl. No, I
If
was
you
going
ain't
crazy
got
because
it,
I
you
don't
ain't
have
got
it.
it.
Literally, I had an interview, and they were saying about support. Like, you just, if you don't have it, you don't have it in you.
You
It
don't.
can't be taught.
It can.
You
You
can't
can't.
teach it.
Yes.
And you
Once
learn
you.
fast. Yeah, after a while,
Yes.
when you start seeing that,
Yes.
okay, wow,
Yes.
that's
So you hire slow
and
and you
fire
fire
fast.
fast.
I
As
love
soon as
that.
you see somebody is, not aligning with your core
Your vision,
values
yeah.
or your vision, or
Yeah.
you see they are starting to clock in late, or they're now, every policy you
Patterns.
have,
Yeah.
the patterns, every policy you have, they are violating it. It's time to go. Don't try to keep them because
Yeah, they have a
they've
soft
been with me.
story for
Yeah,
a
they've
while.
been with me for a while. No, fire fast, hire slow.
I love that. And for some people, I mean, those kind of people, they'll be like, you're mean. That's not mean. I try to
It's
correct my
business.
son. Now, you know how kids are. You're being mean to me because I told you to go wear your pajamas. Like, no, because I told you to go to bed. And it is true. Your mindset is not just, I just want this kid to come to my daycare. You're building a
Yes.
business that you want to thrive.
Yes.
Your sob story is not going to keep me in business. If
Yes.
anything, you're
I
going to do
tell
more
my
damage in the long run.
I tell my staff all the time.
Yeah.
I tell them, I said, this is not just a business for me. This is my life.
Yeah. Your
And I
legacy,
am,
yeah.
yes, it's my life, it's my legacy.
Yeah.
I'm building my life,
Yeah.
not just building my life.
Yeah.
I'm building a standard.
Facts. Yeah.
I'm not just building my life, I'm building a standard.
Yeah.
So if you're not aligned with what I am building,
Gotta go.
here's the door.
Gotta go. I love that. I love that. I'm a very principled person. I have boundaries. And one thing I've learned as well in life about people is that oftentimes the people that have issues with other people's boundaries are people who don't
Oh,
get none.
God. Yep. That's
So they
it.
want to just do anyhow, no
Anyhow.
structure, just do. And the moment you want to hold them accountable, she's too much. You think you're that, you think you're this. No, to be successful in life, you need to have boundaries in place,
Yes,
because if you
yes,
don't have a standard,
yes.
you get to tell people how to treat you, just even on a personal level. So
Exactly.
when you have a business, I'm gonna tell you how I
Yes.
want my business run.
Yes, you're representing my brand. And in
Yeah,
representing my brand,
yeah.
there are policies,
Yes.
there's a
The
culture,
guardrail, the
there's a core,
guidelines.
yes, there's
Yes.
a
There's an
core
order of
value,
day.
there's
Yes.
systems. Speaking of
Yeah.
systems, that's
Yeah.
another thing. You have to build systems early.
Yes.
You have to build systems early.
Yeah.
You want the goal for any entrepreneur
Yeah.
is for you to work on your business
Yeah.
and not work in your
Oh,
business.
I love that.
Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
working in your business,
You're
you're
working
working
on
on
it.
it.
I love
So
that.
when you build those systems, you have the staff to, implement those systems.
Yeah.
That frees up
Without
your
you,
time
yes.
to then work on your business
Yes.
offsite.
I
You know
love
what I
that. Yeah,
mean?
no, that's
Yeah.
that's a that's
You
a
you have to build those
yes.
systems. You have to
Yeah.
build systems early. And once you notice that there's one bad apple
Yeah,
in
you gotta
there that
take it
is
out.
messing up with the system, take it out.
Yeah, because that bad apple was spread. One
Yes.
thing I've learned in corporate as well, just even talking to one of my leaders, I was there was an issue with some team dynamics, and my leader at the time was very focused on the people, and I'm like, no, it starts from the system we have in place. And I agree with you. Just even in entrepreneurship as well as organizations, the reason
Yeah,
why many of
absolutely.
them are standing today is because they have a system in place that is either you fit in or you don't. And if you don't, before it starts to filter to the people, to the individuals, it starts from the top. What you have in place, what kind of culture have you created in the environment? So when people
Absolutely.
come in, if you can't fit in, the door is opened. I
Yep.
love that. I love that. So for Africans and immigrants, trying to
Yes.
build something here, what unique advantages would you say that we have, or what are some mindset shifts we need to make? Not just even in the childcare business, just in general. What would you say?
So one of the advantages we have is we're tenacious. We
Yeah,
have
we have
tenacity.
drive. Yeah,
Yeah, we have drive.
yeah,
We're hardworking. We adapt,
yes,
right? Because we just moved from a whole different
yeah,
country, so we're able to
yeah,
adapt to different environments. Most of us don't see color, right? And that doesn't it doesn't inhibit us, right?
yeah.
Like we come in and we have that confidence. We're here to build the American dream. It takes a while for you to even notice, oh, was that person even
Yes,
trying
you
to be
even did.
racist?
Yeah, like
Like you didn't
you're
even know,
focused
it
on what
went
you're
over
trying to
your
do.
head.
Yeah, you're focused on what you're trying
Yeah,
to
you're
build.
very
Yeah,
well, you're
yeah,
bold, you're focused on what you're doing. It doesn't even bother
yeah.
you. It takes you a while to understand what is
What's actually going
the,
on? Like, there's
yeah,
a culture here that is a
yeah,
bit. Yeah,
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 so I think we have that going for us because we don't limit ourselves that way. We can move
yeah.
forward. Yeah, so that's one of, what was the other
Now I
question
was
you
saying that
asked?
what are some mindset shifts that you think we need to have?
Yes, so when it comes to the mindset shift,
I'm gonna be here all day.
how long do you have?
Shoot, shoot, girl, just start.
So,
Yeah, so many. Oh,
mindset shift, I will say, number one, we need to stop the comparison. We need to stop the competitiveness. We can work together
come on.
as a
Are you
community.
guys hearing? There's a trend going on here with Africans.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a trend,
yeah.
so we need to stop that. Another thing that I think is affecting a lot of Africans is we were trained and were raised to focus so much on security, 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 right? So it's like you get a job, you have to have that security, security. We were not taught how to build, how to grow, how to invest. It's once you have that
Hold on to
security
it.
blankets,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's very hard for people to shift that
Mindset.
mindset and say, you know what, I'm going to venture out and build
And risk.
and
Take a
take the
risk.
risk. Take the risk. It's very hard for them to take the risk. And sadly, some of us are, instilling that in our children,
Yeah, you have to.
I did a podcast earlier this week and we talked about the 4 jobs that you're allowed to have. It's Either
Doctor,
be a doctor, a
a lawyer,
lawyer, an
accountant, or
engineer, or
accountant. Yeah.
accountant. Yeah, that's it.
Everything
You
else
know,
you're a
so
failure.
exactly everything else and it's because of that security. You
Yeah.
know, you want that job security, you want that, uh, a nurse is another good
Oh yeah,
one,
yeah,
all
yeah.
in the
All the
doctor
yeah in
thing,
the medical field.
medical field,
Yeah.
so they always want to be a nurse just because of the security, but we need to
It
shift
limits
our mindset.
creativity.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
limits creativity.
Yeah.
We have to shift our mindset to now say, okay, we want to own things, we want to
Own,
build, we want to grow, we want to
create.
invest, we want to create.
Yeah.
Yeah, once we start shifting our mindset like that, I think that will help our community.
I love that. I want to just buttress the comment you made about comparison. And just because I've had multiple conversations, sat with people, and that's a common theme with our community. Because I truly believe we can do so much more if we just truly come
Partner.
together and we genuinely care and support each other. What's helped you not have that mindset of comparison? Because I mean, there are other daycare owners. I know someone that, that I met who was a daycare owner, but I saw how close you are, like with the person, and I'm like, oh wow, this is great. What have you learned? What's helped you not have that mindset of comparison? And also, what have you learned from partnerships and collaborating with other daycare owners, or just business owners, that Africans in
In
general?
general,
Yeah,
yeah. So my line of work
yeah,
is slightly different, so
yeah,
it kind of helps
yeah,
because we deal with numbers and we deal with ratios.
yeah.
There's only
So
so
much
many
kids you can
kids
take.
you can
Yeah,
take in your
yeah,
facility, and then you have to expand to
yeah.
something else. So that has helped with that. And then also for me, because of my personality and my mindset, I know that what is meant for me
It's
is
for
meant for
you.
me.
Amen to that.
Nobody can dull my
Come
shine.
on.
Just because I help you grow, we can fly together.
Yeah,
Do you understand?
yeah.
I'm gonna fly
That
regardless.
part.
I am gonna
I'm
fly
also happy for us to
regardless.
fly together, but you won't
We
stop.
can fly
You won't
together, but
stop me
it,
from
it won't
flying.
stop me. The mindset
Yeah.
that people have in our community, it almost feels like if you don't want to partner with somebody else, or you don't want to help somebody else because it will
The
affect yours.
potential, yeah. Like I can fly, but I want to fly first, and you can fly business. We can't fly
Fly
together.
together, like
Or you now want to own a private jet. Like, come on, girl, you're doing too much. Yeah, they don't want you to do
they don't
better
want you to do more than
than
them.
them.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So, but my personality is different because I'm focused on what is mine.
For Ruby, yeah,
What is mine is mine.
yeah,
Now,
yeah,
if you need partnership, or you need mentorship, or you
yeah,
need advice,
yeah,
or I'm there for you,
yeah.
but it's not going to affect what I am
How you
doing.
see yourself. I
It's
love
an
that.
insecurity when people
Yeah,
do that. When
yeah,
people
yeah.
compare, it's an insecurity.
I always say, and I share this on social media a lot, that if all of us would just take the time to focus on our purpose and who God has called us to be, we won't have no issue. You won't have time. If God has told me, Tommy, get in your car and drive to prosper, and He's given me the GPS, I'm in my car dancing. I'm not looking. Oh, let me see Ruby's car. Where's Ruby? Oh, let me see David. David is there. Oh,
Absolutely.
because I'm so focused. And God is telling me you need to get there by 3 p.m. and it's 2:30. I am laser focused trying to get to where God is telling me to go.
Absolutely.
And you're right, it is an insecurity.
And to follow up
Yeah,
on your example,
yeah,
imagine somebody who is not focused on
yeah,
driving their
yeah,
car
car.
and looking
Yeah, yeah.
into
Accident.
Ruby's car.
Cars, yeah.
Guess
Yeah.
what's gonna
Oh,
happen?
yeah, yeah. We all know. You
The
all know
person's gonna
yeah,
crash.
Yeah.
And what's Ruby
Yeah.
gonna do?
Swerve out the, you keep going. Like you
And then I'm gonna be like,
affecting
oh,
me. Like that's crazy. Is that sorry.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's
see? So
that
just even
focus.
with that
Yeah,
example,
yeah, yeah.
you're gonna swerve out of the
Yeah, you're gonna
road.
go the wrong path where you're not supposed to go, and then takes you 10 years back, 5 years back. I love that, and I really pray and hope that we'll always, all of us will strive to do better, and really not just even support, but collaborate, come
Absolutely.
together and build something that is bigger than us that we can
Yes.
pass on to our children.
Yes.
So you're a businesswoman, you're
Yes.
a wife, you're a mother of four, you're an educator.
Yes.
How do you navigate all of these roles and many hats that you wear without you losing yourself in the process?
I have a lot of help. So that's why I say delegate your weaknesses. I have a lot of help.
Love that.
My husband is so supportive.
Yeah.
My husband is, I tell him and I tell anybody who is willing to listen,
Yeah.
Obinna Mbelu is the best man in the world.
Like it.
Clock it.
I love it.
I love him for his love, guidance, support. So he helps me.
Hands-on, yeah.
He is a very hands-on dad. He's a very hands-on husband. He affirms, makes sure that
Yeah.
I'm good emotionally to forge ahead.
Yeah.
Or when I am drained from the day, he's like, okay, you need a day off. Let's stay home. Let's recharge. He plans a lot of vacations, a lot of staycations just to help me. Then he's hands-on with the kids. So I have a lot of help that way. My mom also is a good support. So I have that. I have competent staff.
Good.
Okay.
'Cause you hire right.
You hire right,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you have hired slow.
Yeah.
You have fired
Taking
fast.
time. Yeah.
The people who will pull your hair out, you fired them quickly.
Yeah.
So
So
now
they don't
you have
stress you
peace.
out. Yeah.
You have put structure
In place.
and systems in place for your business to run. Any entrepreneur that their business cannot run without them, what are we doing?
I don't think you're running business. Yeah.
You're not an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I heard this from somebody
Yeah.
one time. The person
Yeah.
said, you're not an entrepreneur, you're self-employed.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yeah.
you have to have those systems and that would help you, right?
I love that.
The kids also, which I talked about in another setting, but having independent kids, raising your kids to be independent would also help. Because
Yeah.
imagine if all of them were depending on you to
Yeah.
do the laundry, to
Yeah.
cook, to do
Yeah.
everything. How
So
you
you teach them from young.
you teach them from young,
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's we're all a team. We're
Yeah.
all in this together.
Yeah.
Where mommy is not able to, I got you.
Yeah.
I can call home and say, Milan, please, can you make spaghetti for us? Mommy's running late. And she'll be able to
do that.
you know.
Yeah, I love that. And I think the teaching part is something a lot of people forget, that you have to teach these kids from a young age. And you don't excuse, oh, they're too young. Sometimes, like our millennials, some people are just doing extreme gentle parenting.
We don't gentle parent in my house. I don't know the meaning of gentle parenting.
No, for real, it's real. Because
Yes.
it's true. Like I tell them, like now, if I don't have cleaners coming to the house, which I don't often have, I tell my son, get the brush. I even tell him to do the old school way. You're gonna brush down the stairs. It may not do it perfectly, but you
he's
keep doing
learning.
it.
Yes, he's learning.
Me clean up after them? No.
No, it's not
When you're
happening.
done eating, if you pour some on the floor, you're gonna sweep it. Like doing chores in the
Absolutely.
house, things like that. We're gonna keep doing it, because that means when I come home on a busy day, the house is not upside down, and I'm now even double frustrated. I'm already tired from working. I come in, so I love what you said. Like it's very important raising our kids to be sufficient
Yes.
and self-serving. Like things you should be able to do by 10. I should not be cleaning up after you at 10 years old.
Absolutely.
Like you grown, you can learn this thing. So I love that.
Yes, yes.
So I know you're building businesses, you're writing a book. Can't wait to hear
Yes.
more about that. And you're giving back through your foundation. What does legacy mean to you, and what are you really building long term? So talk about your book as well.
Okay, so I'll talk about the book before
Yeah.
I then venture into legacy.
Yes.
So with the book, how it all started was all these brunches that I
Where's my camera?
Which one is my own?
Yeah, your own is
Please,
right-
let's
right
look at
across-
all
yeah,
three
right
together.
there.
Oh
Brunch
man.
lady over here.
Yes, I love those brunches, but it will not be the end of them. Let's just put it like that.
To be continued.
To be continued. So I do all these brunches because people actually invite me to brunch.
Yeah.
To talk about serious things,
Business,
right?
yeah.
So they want to talk about business, they want to talk about parenting, they want to talk about marriage or anything, that is on their heart.
Yeah.
But mostly I have noticed that it's about business or parenting.
Yeah.
They have a new business idea, they want to run it by me to see if it's a cute idea or
Yeah.
if it can meet a
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
in the community or if it's just a cute idea.
Yeah.
And I'm just there doing business consulting for
Yeah.
friends. And then it's also about parenting because they've seen how I raise my
Kids,
kids,
yeah.
and they just want to run some things by me.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, rather than have all these one-on-one
Yeah.
meetings,
Yeah.
let me just put everything
That you've learned in your,
I've
just even
learned,
your
yes,
experience.
in my
Yeah.
experience. Let me put everything in a book so that I can reach a wider audience, a broader audience.
Yes.
I can make more impact.
Yeah. I love that.
And that was what started the book. And it will be out in the summer. And I'm
Yay.
so excited about it.
Yeah.
And it's legacy for me. So to
Yeah.
answer your question on what's legacy,
Yeah.
that is legacy for me. There's something that a dream that I have that if God answers this prayer, I know that I have lived out my legacy.
Yeah.
While I was even still dating my husband,
Yeah.
I had a dream where I was like in a stadium type of setting, and I came late for whatever meeting, award program they were doing. They were doing an award ceremony, something, and I came late for it. So I was trying to sneak at the back and trying to get, and you know how stadium seats are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're like, excuse me,
Yes.
excuse me.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get there. Somebody that is talking cites me
Yeah. That's on stage talking.
on stage talking,
Okay.
cites me and says, "Oh, that is Mrs. Ruby Imbelu." I was dating my husband at this point. I wasn't even a Mrs. at this
Yeah.
point. It's like, that's Mrs. Ruby Imbelu. And then the spotlight comes. You know how stadium
Yeah.
is?
Just
Yeah, the
to capture
spotlight
you. Yeah.
comes at me. So I'm like, and they're like, come down, come down. And then as I'm coming down, the person is introducing me and introducing me with a lot of the, you know how you say you're living out what you
Your
prayed for?
profile. Yeah.
Introducing me like you would introduce me
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
And this is while I was still
Dating. You were not even
dating.
married.
I
Yeah.
wasn't married. I was working at the grocery store.
Oh
I hadn't
wow.
even started my career yet.
Yeah.
So the
Wow.
person was introducing me, and the person was saying, if you look around this room, these are all the lives that
You've
Ruby has
impacted.
have
Yeah.
impacted. So I'm looking around and people are like waving at me and I don't even recognize them, and I'm coming down. And I shared this dream with my husband, and he said, God will do it. At that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Fast forward to, I want to say maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, I was watching a show, and it was a show on it was Oprah.
Yeah.
Oprah was receiving an award or something from the school she owns. She owns a school
I didn't
in
even know
South
that.
Africa,
Okay.
a leadership school for girls.
Okay.
They've been in the news lately for some, whatever,
Yeah.
but she owns the school and she was receiving an award, and a lot of people were talking about the impact she has made to them, and they were saying in them, and they were saying thank you so much. Some of them she paid for their scholarship. You know how she is,
Yeah.
and she was in tears, and they asked her to come down,
Wow.
and it looked
Did he
exactly
go back to
like
your
the dream.
dream?
Now the dream I had forgotten. This is
Yeah.
years,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you know how when you watch something, it's like a deja vu. You
Yeah.
feel like you've
this
seen
happened
this.
before. Yeah.
So when I saw that, when I was watching that show, I was like, Jesus, I've seen this kind of setting. And I remembered that dream, and I broke down in tears. I said a prayer and I said, God, I want this.
Yeah.
Tommy, this is my legacy. This is my dream.
Yeah.
I want one day
Yeah.
when I'm old and gray,
Yeah.
if God can do this for me,
Yeah.
where I am sitting in a room
Yeah.
full of people, thousands of people.
Yeah.
And then in this room are prominent men and women,
Future leaders. Yeah.
leaders,
Leaders. Yeah.
and they walk up to me
Yeah.
and they say, "Hi, Miss Ruby, do you remember me?"
Yeah.
And I'm looking at them, I'm
Yeah.
old. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't remember you.
Yeah.
And the child says,
I was. Yeah.
Hi.
I attended this. Yeah.
I am Amia.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
Josiah.
Yeah.
And you impacted my life in this way.
Yeah. And God will
And
do it. Yeah.
I just want to say thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for what you did. I attended your daycare. Or I did this, or I did that. And I'm like, oh, what do you do now? And the person's like, I'm a doctor.
Yeah. I'm
Or I'm the
this.
president. Or,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, from
Yeah.
little old Josiah?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
If God can do
Yeah.
this
He
for me,
will. From your lips to God's ears.
that is
Yes.
legacy.
Yeah.
The impact you
Because
make,
it outlives
in,
you.
it
Like,
outlives
yeah,
you.
it should.
And it
Yeah.
doesn't end with the child that attended your
Yes.
daycare. It
Yeah.
is their generation.
Transcends. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is their
Beyond.
children and their
Yeah.
children's
Yeah.
children.
Because that will be part of their story.
That is part of their
Yeah.
story.
I love that.
That they were a part of this program, they were a part of this school.
Yeah.
And because early childhood education is key.
Girl.
That's the foundation.
It is the foundation.
You
The
know?
things that you do. Yeah.
Yes.
People remember things that was said to them when they were 10 and they live the rest of their life trying to prove that person wrong. I mean, our pastor in our church said that example
Yes.
of the
Lady in college.
that told him, that's even college. But people go back all the way back to one auntie that called you this.
Sometimes it's even the parents.
You know what I'm saying? Your parents comparing siblings.
Do
Look at
you
your,
have two heads?
Yeah, look at your sister. You don't have, and they live literally. They're in their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s, living their life,
Trying to prove.
And then the opposite is also true. When somebody spoke life,
You
into that
always
child,
remember. You
and,
always
and
remember.
they run with that,
Yes.
and because of that, they then become that conduit between other people as well. Like, and they pass on that positive impact.
Can I tell you that my husband still remembers his favorite teacher? And he was in primary 2. And he remembers Auntie Happiness. So shout out to Auntie Happiness if
Wherever
you're
you
watching
are,
this.
wherever
You
are,
made such
yeah.
an impact
Yeah.
and you raised such an awesome man. He
Yeah.
remembers his favorite teacher, Auntie Happiness.
From grade
From
2.
primary 2.
Wow.
You know?
Wow. Wow, I love this. I don't want us to end.
That's
oh my gosh.
that's legacy for me.
I love that.
Legacy is also my children.
Yeah.
Same thing for my children. If I can pour everything that I know into my kids, right? Because it's not just about material things you leave for the children.
Yeah.
It is about what you have left for them
yeah.
intellectually,
There's a Yoruba proverb that a child that you don't raise will sell the things of the house. Like the thing that you think you're living for them.
Yes.
If you don't teach them, they don't have a good moral compass. They're not ethical. You haven't taught them intangible things that will actually take them further in life. Mm-hmm. All that wealth you're living.
So
they're
if you
get
don't,
rid of it in,
if you don't teach them how to build wealth, they will spend it.
They will spend. Oh, girl.
Yeah.
They're gonna go shopping, right?
Yeah, they'll waste
right after
it.
you gone, and it will be gone in a year.
They'll
I
waste
mean,
it.
we've seen the examples of people that come into money quick. You win the lottery, and then you hear they're
2 years
bankrupt.
later.
2 years. I'm like, are you okay?
Like how?
How? Because
Please
they don't
give
have
us.
the
We will
I'm like,
show them how
God,
to use it.
Test me, God.
Please.
Just test me.
Help
with,
me.
with small, just small 10 million. Just test, test what
just
I
a
can
little
do.
bit,
And
you know?
but that shows us what that looks like when you don't build the right solid foundation that you mentioned. Me, you can talk forever, but I have a question for you.
Yes.
If someone is listening right now and they want to start something, but they feel stuck, what's one thing you can advise them to stop doing or start doing, where they've watched this, they're like, wow, that they're so inspired by your story, your journey, and how you just trusted God to also be the CEO of your business,
Yes.
multiple businesses that you've done, but they feel stuck. What's one thing that you can advise them to start doing or stop doing or both?
Or both. Okay. So something they can stop doing
Yeah.
right now is stop trying to build the perfect plan. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because you don't need the perfect plan to start. You need proof. You need proof. Sell one first.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Have one customer.
Yeah.
And then figure out
consistent,
figure out this the stuff later, because what happens is people want the perfect plan, they want
Everything
clarity.
to be so good from
Yes.
the get-go.
They want clarity. They want to see the future. They want to see the road, how it will go. They want the perfect plan, the business plan, the this, the that. But concepts don't sell.
Ooh,
It is sales.
come on.
Do you understand?
Proof.
The numbers, proof is
Yeah.
what sells any business. So even if you want an investor,
Yeah.
you can come to an investor with the perfect plan. and the perfect concept, and they listen to you and it's nice, but you haven't proven that this will turn into sales.
So yeah.
Again, when you meet the need in the community,
Yes.
do you understand?
Yeah.
But how do you prove to an investor that this is a need in the community?
Yeah.
It's
You have to,
sales.
yeah, they have to see what your
They
numbers are
have to
looking like.
see what your numbers are looking like. So then they can say, okay, there's something here,
Yeah.
because the little you've done, all you need now is funding for you to
back it up.
scale.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So
Yeah.
stop trying to build it out perfectly.
Yeah.
Stop trying to get clarity. Clarity will catch up later. Just take the step.
Yeah.
Take the first step.
love
Let
that.
clarity catch up. You be
Yeah.
like, clarity, come
Yeah,
on, oh, me,
yeah,
I'm gone. Oh,
yeah.
I'm going forward. You
Yeah,
can
because you
come
also
up
can
later.
learn from that the experience as you're
Yes,
moving forward
as
as
you're
well as you're
going,
going.
as you're going.
I love that.
And if you're a Christian, or you believe in God, or you believe in a higher power, that's even better, because you take that step, he opens the next door. You take
Yeah.
the step, you open, but you have to
Yeah.
take the step.
Yes.
You have to take the, if you're standing waiting for, take the step. He already opened the door for you.
But what if I've taken the step, but I feel stuck? So I feel like nothing is working. Like I'm like, okay, I've been trying to do. I mean, they do say that it's crazy for you to start doing this, doing the keep doing the same. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over
Over
again
and
and
over again,
expecting a
yes.
different result.
Yes.
Right. So what's a shift they can have where I've tried, I'm trying my best. I mean, you've mentioned a lot of gems about, just sourcing out your weaknesses, things like that, because I think sometimes people also feel stuck because they're trying to do everything
Exactly.
by
They're
themselves.
overwhelmed.
They're
Yeah.
overwhelmed. So is there something that you can do differently to kind of shift? Usually when I have clients that I'm coaching with fitness, and they hit a plateau and it's like, okay, I'm not losing weight anymore. I switch up their diet. I switch up their workout plan to kind of see if that can shift the numbers. So is there something that you can?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of things you can do, and that's a whole master class.
Yeah.
But I can give a little bit.
Yes.
So one of the things you have to do is you have to go back to the drawing board to see exactly what
What's
is
not
making
working.
you stuck,
Yeah.
what is not working. You go to the drawing board to see if this business, first of all, is it a cute idea, or is it solving a real problem?
Yeah.
Because what I mentioned to you earlier is you're going to have to work a lot harder to convince a buyer if it's a cute idea. So if you go back to the drawing board and you see that this is not meeting a need, what are we doing?
Yeah.
It's just a
You're
cute idea.
stuck.
That's why you're stuck,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you have all these cute frou ideas, but people are like, oh, that's
that's so
nice,
nice.
but they're not
They
buying.
support one time and it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not
they
gonna-
don't need it,
yeah.
right? So that's even a whole different idea, but a whole different
Topic, yeah.
topic. But if it is a need, but then you feel stuck, you go back to the drawing board, see if it's your marketing.
Yeah.
Because with business, what makes a successful business is awareness.
Yeah.
Do people
Know
know
about your
about you?
business, yeah.
So is it your marketing? Do you have to outsource that? Because again, you have to delegate your weaknesses. If you're not good at marketing, you're not good at representing your brand, or putting your brand out there. There are people who are excellent
Yeah,
at
that's what
it.
they do, and
That's what
their
they
niche,
do.
yeah.
So maybe you need to look at that. Your staffing. There are times where you have to look at it. You look at the structure of your business and see if it's your staff that is stifling you.
Hire slow.
Fire fast.
Fire fast. I love
Please
that.
get them out of there,
love
and
that.
you will see your business just bloom. In fact, you will come in the next day and the air is better.
Right, I love that.
You're
love
like,
that.
it's fresher in here.
Yeah.
The bad energy literally was
left,
fired
yeah,
yesterday.
yeah.
So you have to look at that. Another thing that I would advise them to do if they feel stuck is get a mentor.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody who can look into what you're doing, a business consultant. Just get somebody else in.
Have an eye.
Yes,
Yeah.
an outsider that can look in and look at your processes and see what is working and what is not. Build a solid system.
Yeah.
If you build a solid system, then it's
you can
scalable.
scale.
It can grow. If you don't have good systems,
It's gonna fall apart.
yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much, Ruby. I'm like, we can keep talking. We're gonna be here all day, but truly, thank you for the gems that you've shared. And I think a couple of things that is becoming more repetitive as I sit with people and we have these conversations is the importance of not just even collaboration, but community. You're building for the community, you're solving a real problem. And aside from that, you mentioned just having hiring out, outsourcing. That also means not leaning solely on what you know, but make sure that
Yes.
you have other eyes that can help you grow.
Yes.
That's how
Yes.
you're going to scale. You
Yes.
mentioned about, I mean, the other thing that you mentioned, confidence that you need to have, tenacious. Your mindset
Yes.
is also very important. How you see things, and not having a comparison spirit where you're not going to grow that way. Thank you
Yes.
so much, Ruby. It's been
You're
so great
welcome.
spending this evening with you. You've heard it. If you do want to connect with Ruby, how can they find you on social media?
So you can find me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is Ruby Tassi, RUBYTASSY. And then if you want more information about my book,
Yes.
or you want more information about my daycare, or joining my community that I'm building,
Yeah.
for women, you can text childcare to 26786, or you can reach out to me on my website, rubymbello.com.
I love that. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye.